I'm tracing the outlines of where you used to lay. The silence is louder than the things we didn't say. I memorized the rhythm of your breathing in the dark. Now I'm just a shadow searching for a spark. I see your coffee mug sitting on the shelf. I'm talking to the walls just to hear somebody else. We were a library of books we never read. 1,000 I love yous left hanging by a thread. And oh, the weight of the unspoken words, the ones that died in my throat, the ones you never heard. I'm screaming in the canyon of the space you left behind, searching for the sentences I was too afraid to find. Now they're just ghosts dancing in the hall. The hardest part of loving you is saying nothing at all. I see you in the city, just a face among the crowd. I wanna call your name, but I've forgotten how to be loud. You look so much lighter now that you're not holding us, while I'm still standing here, turning into dust. I kept my secrets locked away to keep the peace, but silence is a prison that offers no release. I should've said stay when you turned for the door. I should've said I'm sorry till my throat was raw and sore, but I let the quiet turn into a wall, and I watched the best of us crumble and fall. Now I'm drowning in the could-have-beens, and the ink is bleeding out from under my skin. Oh, the weight of the unspoken words, the ones that died in my throat, the ones you never heard. I'm screaming in the canyon of the space you left behind, searching for the sentences I was too afraid to find. Now they're just ghosts dancing in the hall. The hardest part of loving you was saying nothing at all. Nothing at all, just a whisper in the wind. I had so much to tell you, but now where do I begin? Unspoken, fade out. Unspoken. The keys are on the counter, right where they belong. The radio is humming our favorite bittersweet song. I'm watching the sunset bleed across the floor, counting down the seconds till you walk out the door. I packed up the photos, the ones where we still smile, before the distance grew and the silence drove us wild. I'm reaching for your hand, but I'm touching only air. The ghost of your ghost is the only thing still there. This is the final goodbye, the one we can't undo, the end of the story of me and you. No more see you later, no more wait and see. just the echo of the person I used to be. It's a long cold walk to the edge of the night, when you're letting go of everything you held too tight. You're wearing that jacket, the one I bought in June. It's funny how the seasons can change so fast, so soon. You didn't say a word, you just looked at the ground. And I realized that heartbreak doesn't make a sound. It's a slow motion shatter, a quiet kind of pain, like trying to hold a fire while standing in the rain. Don't look back when you hit the street. Don't let our eyes have a chance to meet, because if I see you cry, I'll beg you to stay. And we'll just break each other in a different way. I'd rather you leave while I still know your name than stay until there's nothing left to claim. This is the final goodbye, the one we can't undo, the end of the story of me and you. No more see you later, no more wait and see, just the echo of the person I used to be. It's a long cold walk to the edge of the night, when you're letting go of everything you held too tight. So close the door softly, leave the memories on the bed. I've got a lifetime to remember everything we never said. The final goodbye, the final goodbye. The needle drops on a Tuesday night, the same old static, the same dim light. I'm sitting in the chair where you used to sit, trying to find a piece of us that still fits. But the grooves are deep and the dust has settled in. I'm back at the part where we began to spin. I try to lift the arm, try to stop the sound, but I'm just a passenger on this merry-go-round. It's a broken record playing in my mind, searching for the love I left behind. Skipping on the I love you, stuck on the goodbyes, replaying the moment the light left your eyes. Over and over the same sad refrain, I'm addicted to the melody of my own pain. Yeah, my heart's just a needle and the memories unkind, on this broken record playing in my mind. I walk the same streets, I buy the same wine, convincing myself that I'm doing just fine. But then a scent in the air or a song on the breeze brings me right back down to my shaking knees. It's a glitch in the system, a crack in the glass. I'm living in the future, but I'm trapped in the past. If I could just break the disc, if I could snap the gold, maybe I could let this story unfold. But I'm scared of the silence that comes at the end, because without this noise I don't have a friend. I'd rather hear the screech and the rhythmic click then realize that time is a disappearing trick. It's a broken record playing in my mind, searching for the love I left behind. Skipping on the I love you, stuck on the goodbyes, replaying the moment the light left your eyes. Over and over the same sad refrain. I'm addicted to the melody of my own pain. Yeah, my heart's just a needle and the memories unkind on this broken record playing in my mind. Spinning round, still spinning round. I know the words, I know how it ends, but I let the needle drop again and again and again and again. I used to think that quiet was a peaceful thing, a chance to catch my breath, a place to let my spirit wing. But since you took your keys and left that hollow ring, the silence has developed a jagged, bitter sting. I'm sitting at the table where we used to fight. Now I give anything for a scream to break the night. The ticking of the clock is like a hammer on a nail. The humming of the fridge is a low and lonely wail. I never knew that nothingness could be so loud, like a thunderclap hidden in a cloud. Because silence is a sound I never learned to bear. It's the heavy cold vibration of you not being there. It's a deafening roar in the middle of the room, a symphony of shadows, a chorus of the gloom. I'm covering my ears, but I can't shut it out. The quiet is the only thing I wanna scream about. Yeah, silence is a sound, and it's breaking me down. The sheets are perfectly smooth on your side of the bed. No rustle of the fabric, just the voices in my head. I find myself humming just to fill up the cracks, trying to find a way to get the rhythm back. But the air is too thick and the walls are too tall, and the sound of your absence is the loudest of all. It's the almost phone calls and the texts I don't send. It's the echo of a story that I can't make myself end. If I make enough noise, can I drown out the truth that I'm losing my mind and I'm losing my youth? To a stillness that's heavy, to a void that's so wide, to the sound of the ghost that is living inside. Because silence is a sound I never learned to bear. It's the heavy cold vibration of you not being there. It's a deafening roar in the middle of the room, a symphony of shadows, a chorus of the gloom. I'm covering my ears, but I can't shut it out. The quiet is the only thing I wanna scream about. Yeah, silence is a sound, and it's breaking me down. Can you hear it? The way the air hurts, the way the light falls. It's the loudest thing I've ever known. Silence, I'm all alone. The ink is running dry on the paper. The characters we built are turning gray. Our story used to soar a tall skyscraper, but the foundation started crumbling today. I'm holding on to chapters in the middle, back when we were golden, bold and bright. But now the plot is nothing but a riddle, and I'm losing all the courage left to fight. I try to dog ear all the parts I love, to keep the memory from slipping through. But the push has finally turned into a shove, and there's nothing left for me to do. We've reached the last page, the final line. I'm tracing your name for the very last time. The spine is broken and the edges are frayed. We're just a debt that can never be paid. It's the end of the book, the closing of the light. I'm putting our story away for the night. I never thought I'd see the words, the end, but here we are, with nothing left to mend. I'm looking at the margins of our history, at the little notes we scribbled in the dark. How we became a ghost is still a mystery, how a forest fire died down to a spark. I wanna go back to the very first sentence, before we knew how heavy words could be, before we traded passion for repentance, and built a wall between you and me. Do I close the cover and walk away, or do I read the ending just one more time, hoping for a twist that'll make you stay, searching for a reason or a rhyme? But the words are set in stone and permanent ink, and I'm standing right here on the very brink. We've reached the last page, the final line. I'm tracing your name for the very last time. The spine is broken and the edges are frayed. We're just a debt that can never be paid. It's the end of the book, the closing of the light. I'm putting our story away for the night. I never thought I'd see the words, the end, but here we are, with nothing left to mend. No more sequels, no more what ifs, just a heavy silence on the shelf. I'll put this book in a box in the attic, and try to start a new one by myself. Last page, turn the light out, goodbye. Ooh, goodbye. I passed the doorway where we used to dance. The wood is cold, it's lost its golden glance. The sunlight is the floor in a jagged line, marking all the territory that's no longer mine. I hear the rattle of your keys against the train, but I look up and the shadows just drift away. It's like you're living in the walls, in the very air, a phantom presence of a love that's no longer there. I'm walking on tiptoes so I don't wake the pain, but every floorboard is screaming out your name now. There are echoes in the hallway, calling out to me, bouncing off the corners of the things we used to be. I'm chasing after ghosts that I can't quite touch. How did we lose so much by loving way too much? Every every step I take is a hollow, lonely sound reverberating through the silence. I have found, yeah, the house is empty, but the memories talk. I'm just an echo bouncing off these four walls. I see the mark you made when you moved the chair, a permanent scar in the carpet sitting there. I find a stray hair on a sweater you forgot, and it pulls a thread in a stomach turning knot. I swear I hear your laughter coming from the kitchen, a ghost of a frequency my heart is still pitching. But it's just the wind through the cracks in the pane, reminding me that nothing's ever gonna be the same. I try to turn the music up to drown the past, but some vibrations are just built to last. I try to paint the walls a different shade of blue, but the color underneath is always, always you. It's a haunting melody I can't switch off, a heavy velvet coat I can't seem to dove. Now there are echoes in the hallway calling out to me, bouncing off the corners of the things we used to be. I'm chasing after ghosts that I can't quite touch. How did we lose so much by loving way too much? Every step I take is a hollow, lonely sound reverberating through the silence. I have found, yeah, the house is empty, but the memories talk. I'm just an echo bouncing off these four walls. Listen close, can you hear the way I miss you? It's a low frequency in the dark, just an echo of a finished spark, walking down the hall, walking alone. I held your heartbeat like a captured bird, afraid to breathe, afraid to say a word. We were a mountain carved of summer glass, thinking the shadow would simply let us pass. But the air grew thin and the temperature fell, and the heaven we built turned into a cell. I'm looking at the pieces scattered on the floor, realizing I don't know who you are anymore. We were leaning on the sunset, waiting for the night, never knowing we were shaking just out of sight. Oh, the fragility of now, the breaking of the light, the way of forever can vanish in a night. We were a porcelain, promising a world made of stone, and now I'm standing in the wreckage all alone. One soft word, one sharpened glance was all it took to win the dance. I never knew how easily we bowed to the terrifying fragility of now. There's a hairline fracture in the way you speak, the strength I leaned on is becoming weak. We're walking on a frozen lake in mid-July, watching the clouds bleed across the sky. I'm trying to glue the seconds back in place, but I can't find the lines upon your face. Everything we gathered, everything we kept was washed away while the angels slept. It doesn't take a storm to bring a kingdom down. Sometimes it's just the weight of a silent frown. It's the gravity of time, the ticking of the fear that everything we love will eventually disappear. We were beautiful, we were crystal, we were gold, but we were never meant for the growing cold. Oh, the fragility of now, the breaking of the light, the way of forever can vanish in a night. We were porcelain, promising a world made of stone, and now I'm standing in the wreckage all alone. One soft word, one sharpened glance was all it took to end the dance. I never knew how easily we bowed to the terrifying fragility of now. Just like the dawn, the sound of a single glass jar fading now. I watched you walk away toward the garden gate, a silhouette of sorry and a heavy hand of fate. The winter air was biting, freezing every breath, while I was standing still, feeling a kind of death. The sky was turning violet, the clouds were hanging low, and I watched your heavy boots sink deep into the snow. I wanted to run after, to pull you back inside, to find a warmer place where our love could still reside. But the frost was on the window, and the ice was in your eyes, and I was tired of the coldness and the beautiful lies. Now there are footprints in the snow, leading far away, marking out the path of everything we couldn't say. A trail of hollow spaces where you used to stay, the faded map of a ghost who once held my hand. Soon the wind will blow and the white will cover all, but right now I'm just watching the winter start to fall on the footprints in the snow. Oh, watching you go. The driveway's looking empty, where your car used to be, just a square of gray pavement staring back at me. I see the jagged line where you turn to look around, a momentary hesitation printed on the ground, but you didn't stop walking, you didn't change your mind, you just left a row of empty holes for me to find. In a couple of hours the storm will start to rise and bury every memory right before my eyes. The world will be a blanket, pristine and perfectly white, and I'll be left with nothing in the middle of the night. No evidence you love me, no proof that you were here, just a heart that's getting colder with every passing year. Now there are footprints in the snow, leading far away, marking out the path of everything we couldn't say. A trail of hollow spaces where you used to stand, the faded map of a ghost who once held my hand. Soon the wind will blow and the white disappearing. The trail is getting faint, like the voice I'm still hearing. Just a memory of a step, just a shadow of a death, gone into the white. The sun is sinking down behind the neighbor's yard. I didn't think that breathing could ever be this hard. I'm sitting in the kitchen watching shadows climb the wall, waiting for a phone call that I know you won't install. The colors of the hallway are turning into gray, just like the way you slowly started drifting far away. I'm reaching for the dimmer, trying to keep the glow, but there's a coldness in my spirit that won't let the fire grow. And I'm losing the light, I'm losing the flame, in a house that feels haunted by the sound of your name. I'm grasping at the embers of a love that used to burn, watching every memory take a dark and lonely turn. The stars are coming out, but they're millions of miles wide, and I'm just losing the light that I used to feel inside. Your side of the closet is an empty open wound, a hollow space where everything we planted had to bloom. I remember how your laughter used to fill up every room. Now it's just a candle flickering against the doom. I used to be a lighthouse, I used to be your home. Now I'm just a sparkler standing in the rain alone. They say that the darkness is just the absence of the sun, but it feels more like a weight now that everything is done. It's the heavy velvet curtain falling down upon the stage. It's the ink turning to water on the very final page. I'm scared to close my eyes because the black is way too deep, and you're the only dream I'm not allowed to keep. Yeah, I'm losing the light, I'm losing the flame, in a house that feels haunted by the sound of your name. I'm grasping at the embers of a love that used to burn, watching every memory take a dark and lonely turn. The stars are coming out, but they're millions of miles wide, and I'm just losing the light that I used to feel inside. It's getting dark, I can't find the matches. The window is cold and the silence it catches. One last flicker, then it's gone. How am I supposed to wait for the dawn? Losing the light, losing you. Water's in the kettle, but I forgot to turn the heat. I'm staring at the sidewalk from the edge of our street. I saw a car like yours turn the corner by the park, and for a split second the world wasn't so dark. I'm still wearing the sweater that you left behind the door. It doesn't smell like you, it doesn't keep me warm no more. The air in this room is heavy and still. I'm waiting for a change that I know never will. My lungs are like lead, my chest is a cage. I'm stuck on a sentence at the bottom of the page, and I'm holding my breath, waiting for the sound of your key in the lock, of your feet on the ground. I'm keeping the oxygen locked in my chest, like if I don't exhale I can skip all the rest. But the pressure is rising, the silence is blue. I'm dying for a ghost, I'm suffocating for you. Yeah, I'm just holding my breath till I turn into stone, because breathing feels like admitting I'm alone. The clock on metal is the only thing that moves. The needle of my heart is stuck inside the grooves. I've got 1,000 things I need to tell the air, but I'm saving every word just in case you're standing there. I'm living in the heartbeat right before the storm, trying to keep the memory of your shoulder soft and warm. They say just breathe like it's an easy thing to do, but every inhalation is a reminder of you. If I let the air out, if I let the world in, then the reality of never is finally gonna win. So I'm counting the seconds, I'm fighting the urge to let the waves of this sorrow finally submerge. And I'm holding my breath, waiting for the sound of your key in the lock, of your feet on the ground. I'm keeping the oxygen locked in my chest, like if I don't exhale I can skip all the rest. But the pressure is rising, the silence is blue. I'm dying for a ghost, I'm suffocating for you. Yeah, I'm just holding my breath till I turn into stone, because breathing feels like admitting I'm alone. I'm alone. Hey. My vision is blurring, the room's spinning round. I can't keep the gravity from pulling me down. One last second, then I have to let go. Long shade